What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Unlimited Podcast. We officially have staked that as the name of the podcast. So make sure you guys subscribe, like the video if you want to see more. Obviously, we haven't talked about anything up to this point yet, but but support us because you love us.
Stick around, you'll find out.
Welcome. How's it going, Nat?
Good. I'm amazing.
Yeah.
It's about to be summer.
Summertime.
Won my first game of Magic not too long ago.
You won some Magic games. That's good. Progress is always good.
Pokemon collection doing good.
Pokemon collection's thriving. Yeah. It's a good time to be in the hobby.
Yes.
It's a great time to be in the hobby. Speaking of which, Magic 2025.
Whew.
There's some crazy hype coming into this year. Some amazing sets coming up. I think what people are most excited about is obviously this set coming up, Final Fantasy.
Oh, absolutely.
I played some of the games as a kid. I think they did 13 of them or 14. I mean, they did so many Final Fantasies. There's just a massive fan base, and they've got so many great characters. And I just feel like Magic, with the previews that they've put up, they've done a really good job of making this a quality set. So there's a ton of hype on it. We'll get more into that later on. But Final Fantasy is going to be awesome. So today we're going to talk about pre-con, spoilers.
Secret layers.
Yeah, the Final Fantasy Secret Layer.
Stuff, yeah.
The Secret Layer deck.
I know.
Which is a cool concept.
I didn't know they ever did that, but apparently this is like the second or third that they've done.
They're all foil, which I love.
The art is so gorgeous.
Yeah.
I actually wanted to get that specific. I didn't know that it was a complete deck. I had just seen some of the artwork, and I wanted that Secret Layer.
Which is cool for pre-cons. I feel like that's a good one to grab and hold on to.
Yes, absolutely. It's a solid deck too.
I'm sure it's pretty good. I mean, it's $200. It better be good. We're going to get into a little bit of Magic nostalgia.
Yeah.
Last week we were talking about how Nat, is just kind of get into the Magic world. And we want to educate her and, possibly educate some of our people in the community on Magic sets and the lore behind it. I think that's one thing that's really slept on, man.
Absolutely.
Magic the Gathering lore is super incredible, man. They used to release books.
I know.
So I would get when I would buy theme decks, I think is what they came in, the decks or the books came in before, but they had to have whole full thick books
Ellie,
behind
each
set. It's really
and
they
cool.
still release them, but they just release them on the website. So there's some amazing stories and amazing lore that comes along with that. So
one of my favorite videos ever on TikTok is actually an edit. I don't know how they did it. It's just animated. I think it was an official Magic thing, but it was the invasion of Phyrexia.
Yeah.
It was
sick.
So cool.
So sick. I just saw one the other day that told the story of Nicol Bolas. They were
wait,
whatever
no,
happened
I saw
to
that
Nicol
too.
Bolas. I think I
saw
sent it to you.
Yeah.
I think I sent it to the group chat. It's just so sick. And I'm it just also brings me back to why isn't there a TV show?
Absolutely.
Why isn't there a TV show? They had me hooked.
Binge the
oh my gosh, bro. Season after season after season. Yeah. So, this is kind of outside of your area of expertise. Just a little bit. So we're gonna bring in our one of our company experts in the Magic the Gathering field. You guys know her as Keelala, aka Ellie.
Queen Lala.
Yeah. All the different nicknames. She's one of our breakers and content creators here. So we're gonna bring her in to talk about it in a little bit more detail.
Get a little bit in depth.
Yeah. But Nat's gonna watch this. And get educated.
I'm listening.
She's expanding her mind.
Listening.
It's good. But yeah.
See you guys later.
All right, guys, welcome back. We have Keelala, aka Ellie, aka what are some of your other nicknames?
Lady Lotus, Fire Hands, Chaos Queen, Indo Crypto Queen is another one that.
Interesting.
Well, Paul gave me that one when I pulled the emblem Indoraptor, and there was a mana cryptite behind it.
So Ellie's here.
Yeah, I'm here. Hi.
She's here to talk about Magic today. How long have you been playing Magic, Ellie?
Oh, someone just asked me this in the stream, actually. I've been playing on and off for about 10 to 11 years.
Okay.
But back then it was my friends played. They asked me, hey, we need a fourth. Come play with us. I'm like,
kind of dabbled
fine.
in it a little bit.
Yeah, I didn't care too much. It wasn't really my interest. I've dabbled in a bunch of TCGs.
Yeah, but now you're in deep.
Oh, it was 2021. hello phone. It was 2021. Keep that in. When I worked at an LGS before yours.
Right.
And call time was one of the big ones. MH2 just came out, and that dug its claws in and didn't let go, and I cannonballed.
And now you're locked in.
I'm locked.
Yeah, you're a fiend for it. It's all good. It happens to the best of us, you know. It happened to Natalie.
Yes, it did.
I never in a million years thought that Natalie would get the magic bug. I really didn't see it coming. So, you know, magic is an incredible game.
You know what I love? With every employee we've had,
at some point
they always fall for the magic bug. I transitioned to Kelsey. I know. I transitioned Dave.
I know. Kelsey got into it deep. So did Dave. Yeah, they're I mean, Pokemon, this is how I see the progression. Yeah. I think people start with Pokemon because Pokemon's so lovable. It's so easy.
Nostalgic.
Nostalgic, all the things. And then when they get more into the culture and they see like Magic as a game, as soon as you start playing the game, you're just in. There's no, it's just so good. And then, you know, obviously we'll talk more about like lore and all the different sets. And I think I started playing heavy when I was like 11, but when I was like 14 through 17, I was if I wasn't playing football on Friday nights, I was at F&M.
There you go.
And I think that really kept me out of trouble because there was a whole lot of stuff that I could have been doing.
You know what I tell my customers? Get your kids addicted to Magic and D&D because they don't have money for alcohol or drugs.
Yeah, that part too. They definitely won't have the extra funds. Yeah. And you know, you're just being creative. There's so many things that you learn from the game. You know, reading comprehension,
math skills too.
Yeah, game strategy, game theory, all the things.
Scoot Swarm.
Scoot Swarm, all that stuff. But yeah, so this year, 2025, Magic 2025, some incredible sets coming out this year. We've got Final Fantasy, Edge of Eternity, Spider-Man. You know, you've got the Final Fantasy Secret Lair that's got a lot of hype. You know, the Secret Lair deck, which I think is a whole nother concept that's amazing. So there's some really good products coming out. I'm more hyped about Final Fantasy than I thought I would be.
Are you more hyped about Final Fantasy than you were for Lord of the Rings?
Yes. Yeah. Because for me, with Final Fantasy, they made good new commanders. I've been waiting a really long time for them to do one of these sets and have the commanders actually be competitive and like viable in like not necessarily obviously for me CDH, but like just powerful enough to compete in that realm. You know what I mean? I think that if you're gonna do, you know, these sets like with these massive IPs, you got to keep the characters alive, you know, like what they did with Storm. Like Storm's a good commander, right? Like that's a good commander.
Yeah. So is Wolverine.
By the way, I was able to purchase the original art for Storm, so
let's go.
It's pretty cool. I'm gonna put it up at the shop.
Love it.
But yeah, so this set's got some really good stuff to look forward to.
Into it.
It really does.
Not a fan of the price right now.
It's absolutely expensive, but like you got to also think about. I mean, they got to take advantage of these IP collaborations because I'm sure that they paid a juicy,
an exorbitant amount of money
for maybe not. I mean, I don't know what it looks like. I'd be very curious to look up like to see what they paid for the licensing fee with Final Fantasy and Lord of the Rings. Just like I'd be really interested to see like what that deal looks like. But some amazing cards coming out in the set. It's going to be expensive.
Yes.
People saw what happened with Lord of the Rings.
Yes.
It's now what, $1,500 for a collector booster?
For the special edition, I think it's like $14 to $15 for the regular booster.
Volume 1.
Volume 1, I think it's just shy of $1,000.
So yeah, exactly. You're talking about and when I think at the hype of it, like when it first came out before like the One Ring got pulled or whatever, it was like $600 and people were like, "Oh, this is crazy." At the tippity top though, it was getting up there to $600 and now people probably thought after the One Ring got pulled and sold and all that stuff that it would tank. No, it's been quite the opposite.
How much playability is in there?
Yeah, and then with the Volume 2, the poster cards,
oh my God,
they're beautiful. I mean, great. So now I think people are aware.
Yes. And
with this Final Fantasy set, I think you're just seeing that people know
the resurgence.
Yeah, and I mean they've really made this set good.
They have.
Like
I'm impressed.
Some really good reprints, some amazing new arts. I want to start off with the reprints that I'm really excited about.
What's the one?
Obviously, you've got the new commanders, all the players or all of the characters from the game that are just really cool. People have their different attachments to different characters, which I think brings like an amazing lore and connection to the set.
Did you play any of the Final Fantasies?
I played a little bit, but like my mom didn't let me play that much video games growing up. You know, I had to pick and choose. My game was Legend of Dragoons. Shout out if you guys know, you know. You know that game was incredible.
That's a old school one. Not a lot of people are gonna know.
No.
We're old.
So starting off, well, this is not a reprint, but like Vivi.
Yes.
I am building Vivi, and I really think that this has a chance for CEDH.
Oh, hands down. As soon as I saw Vivi, my brain went, yeah, this is a Cassius card.
Oh, it's
hands down.
Because I was thinking about what I told you I was going to build Hashaton.
Yes,
and I still would like to build Hashaton, but this one takes priority.
It's on the back burner for now.
It has definitely gotten pushed back. Vivi, I'll be working on that deck list over the next couple of weeks.
Very much.
And so. I'm excited because I haven't had the urge to build a new deck in a while, man. I haven't really been inspired.
Since Nadu was last.
I built Nadu and then they banned it like 2 weeks later. Yeah, so
unalived it.
Yeah.
I will say though, one of the things I look at first in any set, no matter what, is the art. How does the art correlate to the set itself?
Yeah.
Does it make sense, or did they kind of do a force of will again from the old times of like, what are we supposed to do here?
Right.
The art is phenomenal. I love how everything is from the game itself, and you can know which game it is by the number on the bottom.
And scenes too, right? Specific scenes in the game and everything like that.
Or inspired by the games at the very least, so they're not pulling the picture directly from it.
Right, I'm sure.
But it's phenomenal. Like the borderless arts have me just like, the borderless Vivi I think is what you're gonna go for.
Well, yeah, I mean obviously I always go max rarity and all that good
max
stuff.
Rarity?
Yeah,
would have known.
Foil. What do they call me? Foil King.
You're no god. You ascended
something
a
like
long
that.
time ago.
Yeah, but I haven't even seen I haven't really even done a deep dive yet, but like I'm seeing like some new gods, like the Ultima card. This looks like it could be. Yeah, I mean obviously anytime you're getting additional mana and colorless, like you can plug and play this Ultima deck or card into any colorless deck. Yeah. Like whether it's Zodak or is that
Zuladoc.
Zuladoc or Kozilek, whatever,
The funny part is you could also seat that into literally anything, because you can target someone else's land and turn off their mana production as well.
That's true, and I could actually see this being really good.
You can turn off a Yavi Maya.
I guess it doesn't really work in Teferi, but I mean, just a really good card. Some quality new cards, some really quality new cards. We'll see how good all the new cards are. Obviously, sometimes it takes time to see how broken a card is. Yeah. See what uncommons are going to be really good as well.
Give the Hive Mind about a month, and they'll come up with some really crazy like combos you and I haven't sat here and thought about.
We'll see what all the stinky stuff is about.
Yeah,
for sure.
all the stinky poo poo.
And then this traveling chocobo.
The chocobo.
Chocobo.
Yes.
I think it's cool that they've got 77 of them. I like that they put like a collector's chase in there. I really, and like the different colors and everything. Yes. I really am a fan of when they do this. If you love to collect, this is something in a collectability space that is amazing.
Agreed.
And if you pull a card like this, like it's like hitting the lottery for people.
Think about how expensive 777 is going to be.
Well, yeah, I mean the number 7 or number 77 or whatever, it's going to be it's just really good. I particularly think it's good for the game. I think it brings collectors into it.
Very much so.
And it brings attention to the game, which is what I'm a fan of.
I also love how they've shifted how they're doing serialized cards now. Instead of like March Machines Brothers War was a million serialized. Yeah. Now it's one.
Very limited.
It's the headliner of the set. I think
that's good. And I think in a couple of sets, if you have some more serialized like options or whatever.
MH3 did with the 3 Titans.
Yeah, that was great.
Perfectly appropriate.
100%. Dude, these character art. These character arts, the full arts are so nice, man.
Those are the borderless alt arts, so they have the game number behind each of them. And they come in Surge Foil. So the Surge Foil ones, I peeked at the TCG player. The pre-sale of the Cloud Midgar Mercenary Surge Foil is like $700 right now.
That's crazy. And Cloud I think a lot of people are pretty hyped to build Cloud, right?
Yeah, I think Final Fantasy VII is definitely the biggest game or the most recognized.
The most recognized, yeah. I mean, there's some cool cards in here. I want to get to the reprints. I mean, I saw the promo, the Corvold promo. Was it Corvold or the what's a zero cost commander that's like super like in every CDH? Yeah, that was that card. The art was sick, and I love that reprint because it's a popular anything CDH. I'm getting behind. Dark Confidant coming back in the standard. Coming into standard, I think that it is so standard appropriate now with like it's become not a very good card in general, like It's not CEDH. It's not competitive. It's slow. Because similar to Phyrexian Arena.
Yeah.
It's become like.
Because there's cards that do it better.
You're right, but now.
Yeah.
In standard.
Oh Lord.
That's or constructed or draft.
And they put Craterhoof in standard too.
Great. I think like I would love to see standard come back alive.
Same. Yeah. Like that's what I started with was standard.
Yeah. Well, this set is looking incredible. Yes. I'm excited to see which one of these cards really ends up being, broken, like what cards, end up with uncommons. Agreed. I love seeing what uncommons pop up and are really powerful because there's always one or two.
Yeah, I think there's 2 cards out of Final Fantasy because I was very much like I'm a singles person on this one. I really want to build Y'shtola for the precon.
Okay.
And Tifa, Mono Green Landfall with Bristly Bill would go absolutely disgusting. I think it could be a very viable CEDH deck.
Okay.
And then the Bant Chocobo Bird Legendary, the Birds Matter. I think it would just be a fun, goofy deck to do.
I can't do jank anymore. I've graduated from jank.
It's not going to be jank. It's just
probably
goofy.
Be It's probably going to be jank.
You know I don't build jank.
It's probably going to be
I learned from you. I don't build jank.
But it's the jank commander.
No, it's not.
If jank commander equals jank deck.
No.
We can agree to disagree.
Disagree.
That's just how I feel here.
Fine. Well, we agree to disagree.
All right. I really want to go through the precons.
Obviously, there's the collector's editions.
I love that they give you the option to go fully foil or regular. Different price points is always great.
Yeah. So the Mardu deck is Revival Trance. We've got Terra Herald of Hope, which is just Mardu colors with Trance. At the beginning of combat on your turn, mill 2 cards. Terra gets flying until end of turn. And whenever Terra deals combat damage to a player, you may pay 2. When you do, return target creature card with power 3 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield tapped. I think it's okay. I think Celeste, the backup commander, is stronger. It's 1 in Mardu. When Celeste enters, discard any number of cards, then draw that many number of cards plus 1.
I thought that was pretty good. I thought that was pretty good.
Whenever one or more other creatures you control enter, if one or more of them entered from a graveyard or was cast from a graveyard, put a +1/+1 counter on each creature you control.
Yeah,
that's definitely
the stronger of the 2. This is where the reprints are. This is what I was looking for. A lot of the reprints are in here. Some of the better cards.
Also, they did custom Soul Ring Arcane Signet Command Tower
for
Soul Rings for each one of them.
No, the Soul Rings were sick. Yeah, that's what I was looking for. I was like, dude, there are some really sick reprints, but they're in the Commander deck. So
they're in the Commander deck.
The Reanimate is really cool. Like there's some great cards in these precons.
Yes.
With some amazing arts.
I love how they've they're upscaling the precons. You got to go big. You got
to make them good. You got to make the precons worth it because otherwise they just sit up on the shelves and everybody's like, ugh. They're just that's why I hate precons because they were really good and then they were just like, nope, we're not going to make a good precon ever again.
The March of Machines precons were trash.
Yeah, but then they did Warhammer and I was like, whoa, okay, Warhammer was sick, and then they went back. So they go back and forth.
And the Swiftfoot boots are all different for each of the decks too.
Yeah, they got the boots. That's always sick.
Yeah.
All right, now we got the Cloud
Limit
precon.
Break. Cloud EX Soldier. 2 and Naya. Haste. When Cloud enters, attach up to 1 target equipment you control to it. Whenever Cloud attacks, draw a card for each equipped attacking creature you control. Then if Cloud has power 7 or greater, create 2 treasure tokens.
You know who's gonna build this for sure?
Joe already did.
Yeah.
He already did. No, that wasn't
this
going to.
This screams Joseph Johnson.
It's right up his alley. He's already played it and dominated with it.
It screams like that is, and I think it's a lot of value. It's just like speaks to him. Like I already knew as soon as I saw this card. Like
once it was Naya, he immediately the second it was spoiled before his ability was even spoiled. Immediately I sent it to him.
Yeah.
And then Tifa Martial Artist is just as disgusting. 1 in Naya has melee. Whenever this creature attacks, it gets +1/+1 until end of turn for each opponent you attack to this combat.
Yeah.
Whenever 1 or more creatures you control with power 7 or greater deal combat damage to a player, untap all creatures you control. If it's the first combat, you get an additional combat.
Yeah, gross.
Yep. Once again, another Joe Johnson card. Stinky. This deck screams Joe.
But this is great that they are making when you do precons, the commander should inspire people to build these decks.
Yes.
Agreed. To buy the precon so they can get the card and some of the synergy cards that come with it, and then upgrade it from there. You know,
absolutely.
I just don't understand making commander decks that people aren't going to want to play.
Agreed. I'm not a Naya player by any means. This makes me want to play Naya.
You're at least thinking about it.
I'm considering. I've considered Naya a few times. I just haven't actually committed to doing a deck yet.
And then we've got Titus and Yuna Bant, which is cool.
Yep.
At the beginning of each of combat on your turn, you may move a counter from target creature you control to a second target creature you control. Whenever one or more creatures with a counter on them deals combat damage to a player, you may draw a card and proliferate. This seems like whatever to me.
Yeah, I think the +1/+1s are going to go a little crazy though.
The Yuna Grand Summoner is to me the better.
Yeah.
Is to me the better.
Yeah.
Grand Summon. Add 1 mana of any color.
Next cast a creature spell this turn. That creature enters with 2 additional 1/1s. And there's so many ways to untap a creature in green, white, blue.
So just counter shenanigans, which is kind of funny because Bant is kind of, Simic has got a ton of counter stuff in it, but it seems like a new concept for Bant. And then graveyard reoccursion and
then
Bant,
she's an Ozolith too. Because whenever another permanent you control is put into a graveyard from the battlefield, if it had 1 or more counters on it, you may put that number of 1/1 counters on target creature.
Yeah.
So she's an Ozolith on a stick.
Yeah.
Which is disgusting.
It's pretty cool. Pretty cool. Like I said, just quality commanders.
Yeah. Good abilities.
Something that people can get behind, not completely jank. And this is we're now on the final one, and like all of these are pretty good. Is this your favorite?
Y'shtola Knights Blessed is 1 in Esper. Never thought I'd fall in love with an Esper deck. Vigilance. At the beginning of each end step, if a player lost 4 more life this turn, you draw a card. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell with mana value 3 or greater, Y'shtola deals 2 damage to each opponent and you gain 2 life.
That's pretty cool. So you basically are just going to play control and big spells.
Make her infect. She triggers infect.
Oh, you give her...
Because she's dealing the damage.
Oh, that's gross.
Yep. And then her backup commander is Graha Tia. Scion Reborn is just Esper lifelink. Throw wide the gates. So whenever you cast a non-creature spell, you may pay X life, where X is the spell's mana value. If you do, create a 1/1 colorless hero creature token and put X 1/1 counters on it. Do this only once each turn. It's a mid. But it makes... But
the first commander's nice.
Yeah, it kind of makes, like, protection in a way, Put her in, like, a little pillow fort type of thing.
Yeah,
and then
it's solid.
There's a card in here. Thancred Waters. It's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's a 6 creature down. It's 4 and a white. Flash, Royal Guard. When it enters, another target legendary creature you control gains indestructible for as long as you control him. Whenever you cast it on creature spell, he gains indestructible.
Oh, interesting.
So it's sort of like those...
like a protection spell. It's an expensive one, though.
It is. With a flash at 4 or with a flash 5, on it, it's not too bad.
It
is expensive.
It's all right.
Not CDH viable, but definitely viable I'm
so jaded when it comes to that type of... Like, if it's not CDH,
you're not
don't
interested.
even care. And I do want, like, the average Magic players to be happy, which is why, I love this set in general. Yeah. But, like, God, I'm just so disinterested if it's not CDH, man. I don't know.
Give me your opinion on this one. It's one of the instances in the deck. It's Into the Story. It's 5 blue. The spell costs 3 less to cast if an opponent has 7 or more cards in their graveyard. Draw 4 for 4.
4?
Kind of.
I think it's a good card for a precon, but like I would never play that in any other deck because I just think there's so many better ways. Like for 4 mana, you can get way more value. And
you have to cast it a little late.
Yeah, and exactly. Like if you get this in your starting hand, like you're not you
viable,
have a dead card for probably 5 turns.
Viable, but not CEDH viable, obviously.
Well, not even. It's good for this precon. I think.
Agreed.
I think it's good for this precon. All right, so we've gone over the commander decks.
Yes.
Which I think we both agree, quality.
Yes.
Quality.
Considering the commander decks that have come out previously.
Quality.
Up there.
I approve.
I approve. Yep.
The Final Fantasy Secret Layers are ridiculous.
Oh my goodness.
I don't even want to get into going into each of them.
Have you looked at them?
I did.
Okay.
Great art. They did a really good job here. I'm going to talk about just a couple of the cards that I'm particularly excited for.
I'm actually genuinely curious to know which ones you're most excited for.
Where are they?
A lot of
my... They reprinted Jite, which is sick.
I love how they put Cloud Sword as Jite, by the way. And they didn't put Cloud Sword in the right... It's inspired with one of the reprints, but like Jite needed another reprint. I think it only has the one, right?
They reprinted a Sword of Truth and Justice. That's sick. Cyclonic Rift.
Yep.
Come on, bro.
One of your favorites.
Anytime a Cyclonic Rift gets
Heroic Intervention.
reprinted, Heroic Intervention, obviously.
Yep.
amazing. Always a good card. CEDH viable.
Lightning Bolt.
Yeah. The Gilded Lotus.
Yeah.
The new Gilded
gorgeous.
Lotus is very, very, very pretty card.
Very pretty.
They did a really good job.
They did.
They really crushed it. I think overall with like Final Fantasy, like I am just
also
very
they made
happy.
it affordable too.
Well, that's always good.
Yeah.
That's always good.
They made it
Affordability. I
affordable.
mean, they really did a great job with this
They
set.
did.
I you know, a lot of people kind of get on WotC about a lot of different things. You know,
Right.
they're never perfect, but they did a great job.
They-
WotC, shout outs to WotC.
Shout out
You
to
guys did a
WotC.
great job with Final Fantasy. I love it. I can't wait
Yeah.
to get my hands on it. We got to get my girl Ellie on the creator list, man.
I tried. I didn't get it for Atlanta.
That's all right.
So
We're gonna
hopefully-
this right here. They're gonna see this video, and it's gonna happen. I'm gonna send it to them. We got to get you on the creator list, man.
I tried for Atlanta. I didn't get it. So hopefully for next year.
I'm gonna we're gonna make that happen.
Okay, sounds good.
Because we know how much you love the
I will
game,
be in
and You're
Atlanta.
awesome. You're great for the community. We love you. Ellie.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
We're gonna finish off here
Okay.
with some Magic nostalgia.
Okay.
I think this anytime that we kind of talk about Magic, I want to take a
trip
look
down
at the
memory lane?
past. Talk about like some of the things that like got you into the game. Like what's that like for you? You mentioned earlier
Call time.
MH2.
MH2 had just come out when I started working.
Uh-huh.
Call time is the one that really like
Got
me.
Right. And so like that set will stay with you for a long time.
Yeah.
Like the set that got me was Onslaught.
Yes, you talk
which
about it
was
often.
a long time ago, and I still to this day get like turned into a little kid when I get the chance to open up
Yep.
Onslaught packs.
That's
and
me
I
with
get
Call Time.
excited for just to pull like a fetch land, which is it's a good card, but it's not like it's not like I'm pulling
Yeah.
like $100 card,
No.
but they're so dope. I love that set. Like that set will forever live
At the echelon for you.
Yeah, absolutely, 100%.
Over
And-
MH3, over Commander Masters.
I mean, there's some
else.
great set. They've done some. I mean, I think Fallout's a set that people just like completely. It's a good. There's good cards.
There's
in
good
that
cards.
Set.
I'm just not a fan.
I mean, the art's like whatever, but it's again, it's like. I think that because they're releasing so many things, you just like you just look at it and you're like, but it was really quality, and you can't find it anywhere.
No, you can't.
You can't. I haven't seen a Fallout collector booster sealed, and like I don't even know how.
You'll
long.
find one in Vegas this year.
Yeah, I'm sure Vegas. Maybe we'll crack one in Vegas. Also, I think, are you going to be in Vegas
I
this
cannot
year?
this year.
You
no.
won't. I'll be.
I'm
in
one
Vegas.
of the few that I'll be holding down the fort here.
That's all right. What's your favorite set, just in general? Like, if you had to pick one set, you could only play one set for the rest of your life. What would it be?
Oh, that's a tricky one. If I had to only play one set, I'd have to go with Baldur's Gate, though.
Baldur's Gate. Ooh,
So,
the dragons.
Not just because I'm a huge, massive D&D nerd, and it's kind of a little bit of a bias, but I think it's very underrated. There's so many good cards and commanders in it that people overlooked because it wasn't at the same level as Commander Legends. Because it was the second Commander Legends set, but people were like, no, I don't like this. Boo,
I'm
it's
pretty
not
pissed
the
about
OG.
Commander Legends now.
Yeah, honestly, with Jewel Lotus.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
pretty upset
But-
about that. I pulled. Did you see the other day? I pulled a one of the alternate art, like full art Jewel Lotus, the ones that
the
used to be like
extended?
$900.
Yeah.
And I pulled it for someone, and everybody in the chat was just sad.
Yeah. No, I pulled.
Because it's such a dope card.
It
Like I used to
is.
go nuts for that card, and now
still
it's
love
just like it
Lotus.
makes me sad.
I opened Commander Masters for a first time buyer
Yeah.
with us.
Yeah.
Borderless Jeweled Lotus.
And he crushed. Yeah. And
And
it's
then
just-
he bought an Ixalan box, Mana Crypt.
Well, that's But
Still loved it.
It's just I don't know, man. I'm still mad at WotC about that.
Same.
We'll see. Hopefully they fix that wrong. I think they wronged a lot of people. WotC, I need you to right this wrong.
Yep.
I
At
need you
least
to.
make Jeweled Lotus legal for CEDH at the very minimum.
And we had talked
You
about
talked
that in
about that
the
last
in the last podcast. I really, really believe that CEDH has become so popular, and it
Agreed.
needs its own attention.
Yes.
You know, because first off, Commander is by far the biggest format.
Hands
it's
down.
Not even close. Everybody plays Commander. Even if you play other formats, you still play Commander.
Yep.
So why isn't there a competitive sector for it? Like every other, set's got like competitive, but like Commander's supposed to stay casual. I just don't. I don't buy it. I don't buy it. I think it's
needs
ridiculous.
It needs to have a differentiation.
For sure.
Like
Second question. Okay, so you answered. Would you said if you had to pick one set, what was
Baldur's
it?
Gate.
Baldur's Gate.
What about you? That's a hard question for him to answer.
I don't even know.
He
I
can't
don't want to
answer.
answer that question.
Okay, top 3 then. Pick 3 then.
Urza Saga,
Okay.
Onslaught,
Yep.
and 7th edition.
Ooh.
Just because of all the pretty foils.
He loves the old foils.
And they'll say the old foils are so good.
They were on another level.
They were so good.
They were on another level.
I don't know if they'll ever be able to, even though they've done some cool stuff, the new arts or whatever, I don't think they'll ever be able to bring it back. All right, we're gonna do this last question about Magic nostalgia, and then we're gonna bring this thing to an end. Okay.
Awesome.
What card mechanic do you want to see brought back? And have you ever thought about a card mechanic that doesn't exist that should exist?
Mechanic I'd like to see come back, better revamped and not broken the way it is Companion. Because think about how many companions they made that are not legal anymore.
Yeah.
So they banned several in Modern. They banned a few in Commander.
Yeah.
So it's like I'd love to see Companion come back, but actually viable for Commander. Because when they made it in Ikoria. And they weren't building it for the Commanders. They were building it for like Modern and Standard.
Right.
So I'd love to see that come back.
Okay.
As far as a
new mechanic.
A new mechanic.
It's fun.
Yeah.
New mechanic.
Yeah. What do you got?
For me, I think any mechanic that I build, it'd just be around drawing cards. Like I just something.
Surprise!
I don't even know. I don't know what it would be. I've spent a lot of time building cards. I actually like love it. I want to one day like design a card for Magic.
That'd be awesome.
Which they'll never let me do, but that's totally fine.
Just Cassius's face.
Yeah, but a mechanic that I would love to see come back, Madness.
That would be an interesting
one. Want them to make Madness good. It is such a fun mechanic. The graveyard recursion, making spells cheaper.
Agreed.
That like Madness decks back in the day were so dope.
Yeah.
What is it? What's the card that you discard? You pay to discard. It's like Root Wallet. No.
I can't think of it.
Wild Mongrel and Basking Root Wallet?
Yeah, Basking Root Wallet.
Yeah, like that whole deck list, like stuck with me forever. And I just think Madness is such a great mechanic. They need to bring it back.
Nat asked us the other day as a question was, what is an underrated mechanic? And I said the day-night cycle. The day-bound, night-bound is so like it's so obnoxious to keep track of, but I think if they could like revamp it and make it better, it might be viable. Because you make this whole set around flipping a card over for a werewolf or whatever, and it's like it flops hard. They should do werewolves better.
I think it's just not good.
That's why I think they need to revamp it and see it again and try and make it better.
We should do a list, a top 10 best mechanics and a top 5 worst mechanics.
Bet.
I think we need to do that.
We do.
Yeah,
we definitely
for sure. Well, listen, guys. It's been another amazing episode of the Unlimited podcast. Officially, the Unlimited podcast, episode 2.
Yeah.
Guys, subscribe, comment, like the videos. Anything that you guys want us to talk about and go through, man, just let us know. Drop it in the comments below. And we appreciate all your guys' support. We'll see you guys next week.
Peace out.